Over the past several years, we've been moving from one area to the next, investing in our facilities from new arenas to swimming pools to parks to arts and culture, and now libraries. We've been very deliberate and strategic, building up our community both above ground and underground. As I mentioned earlier, we have implemented one of the most aggressive capital works programs in our city's history, tackling key neighborhood issues related to roads and sewers, while recognizing more always needs to be done to reverse decades and decades of infrastructure underfunding and neglect. But we are making progress. Roads and sewers may not be exciting. Just ask those residents whose basements still flood how it feels when years of poor decision-making and neglect finally become too much to handle. Approximately 47% of our 2014 capital budget is dedicated to roads and sewers, and it earmarks another $213 million for roads and sewers over the next 5 years, investing in the basics, not just the large, big-ticket community projects. And we will continue to be balanced and responsible in our approach. And there's an important new investment initiative that I'd like to share with you today. An opportunity for us to improve the look and feel of our community while saving energy and significantly reducing our costs. 2014 marks the 100th anniversary of public streetlights in Windsor. And some of our 23,553 high-pressure sodium streetlights, the yellow haze as I refer to it, are due for relamping, with many parts of our city experiencing elevated levels of streetlight outages. Now is the time for us to consider the conversion and relamping of all of our city lights, from the yellow haze to the aesthetically pleasing and energy-efficient LED technology. As many of you know, we've been running many pilot projects across the city over the past year, and LED technology presents us with many advantages. They improve nighttime visibility and safety by providing a brighter, cleaner, and more uniform light, and they last much longer, 20 years compared to the 5 years of the current system, thereby reducing maintenance costs. Our current system is costing the city and costing you $5.1 million each year, and that cost is expected to rise to $7.5 million in the next 10 years. In fact, from 2007 to 2013, our streetlight energy budget has risen by approximately 104%. And while it's true the capital outlay for converting the LED is significantly higher, the long-term savings cannot be ignored. Our preliminary projections indicate that we could save the city approximately $36 million over the next 15 years. Not only will we have modern next-generation street lighting that will make us proud, but also save money that could be put to better use in other areas like quality of life. Quality of life matters, not only to every one of us, but also to families and investors looking to find a new city to call their home. Since 1991, the City of Windsor has been actively developing a cycling and multi-use recreation plan with a vision to integrate, expand, and enhance Windsor's existing on- and off-road cycling network. Our city's plan identifies a network of connected trails across the city, including multi-use trails, bike lanes, and something commonly referred to as the Windsor Loop. The Windsor Loop is a 42.5-kilometer circular loop that connects the city around its perimeter, while connecting across city neighborhoods and providing access to the Trans-Canada Trail. The majority of the loop is in place with the exception of a few key segments. Last year, City Council approved a segment on Cabana Road. This year, it's time that we complete the job. I'll be asking City Council to allocate $3.5 million in the upcoming budget to complete the remaining 12.43 kilometers of the loop, and to further add an additional 17.8 kilometers of proposed connector bike lanes, routes, and multi-use paths. So as to provide, once complete, this will provide a better neighborhood connections to our primary cycling routes and improve the overall connectivity to the system for use by the residents and visitors to our great cities. Both of these projects will improve access to multi-use trails, bike routes, and bike lanes around the city, and we won't raise your taxes. All of this, friends, everything we are doing together is contributing to a higher quality of life for the people of our city. That includes diversifying our economy and helping local employers create jobs. At the height of the economic crisis, our unemployment rate was 15.4%. At the beginning of the year, 11 months ago, it was 9.7%. Today, unemployment is down to 9%. As of August, 3,100 more people had jobs than they did at the beginning of the year. And like other cities, and unlike other cities, our unemployment rate is dropping while. It's dropping while our labor force participation is increasing and our population is increasing. The Conference Board of Canada's recent 2013 summer outlook signaled our positive improvement when they said, and I quote, "Although the economic growth in Windsor CMA has been muted in the recent years, it is still a vast improvement over the economic climate in the last half of 2000. A vast improvement from the credible and reputable Conference Board of Canada. But many of our family members and friends, many of our neighbors are still without work, still struggling. We are on the right track, but there is more to do. From 2005 to 2009, our economy lost 15,000 jobs, and our real gross domestic product fell by an average of 1.8% annually. Since then, our economy has expanded and is expanding by 1.9% every year. And according to the Canadian Real Estate Association, our region saw the strongest improvement in year-over-year home sales out of 26 markets in Canada, with a 20.6% increase in 2013 compared to 2012. We are turning the corner. But as Hines reminded us, we can't rest. There's more to do. Our efforts to create jobs and grow the economy have been strategic and creative, from the reduction of commercial and industrial taxes to the introduction of a citywide community improvement plan, available to everyone, existing and new. And the CIP has allowed existing and new businesses to grow and expand. Since its introduction, the CIP has retained 561 jobs, created 329 new jobs, and leveraged $43.1 million in private sector investment. There are those who talk of job creation and economic diversification, but they offer no plans and no ideas, just talk. We are doing it, creating the right environment with the right conditions and incentives to help people, help us grow our economy. Some say we shouldn't offer tax breaks or incentives, but yet in the same breath, they argue that they want to create jobs and diversify the economy. Really? How then? The reality is that we are in a highly competitive market for jobs and investment, with other cities and jurisdictions across North America and around the world. In today's economy, capital investment can be moved around the world at a click of a button, and decisions are being made in boardrooms far removed from any historical attachment to our community or loyalty to our employees. These are economic decisions rooted in the bottom line. These decision makers want to know where they can get the best deal possible and what city is prepared to give it. Do you want jobs? Do we want investment? Do we want to grow and diversify our economy? Then we need to compete. And to compete, we have to be prepared to pull out all of the stops. We must be willing to outdo the next city because they're prepared to outdo us. That means you have to have a well-thought-out package on the table. It needs to be more enticing than what the competition is offering. And none of us need to apologize for that. I won't apologize for doing everything and anything to bring investment home and to keep it here. Our specific programs and targeted investments have helped Windsor during one of the most and critical darkest times in our city's history. It's helped us attract, diversify, and create jobs. Since the economic crisis, our business, our industries, our cities have been diversified. For decades, our city has talked about this, and yet it's eluded us. Diversifying our economic base, evolving from one industry economy to multiple employment sectors, is perhaps the single most pressing priority that we face. And if we keep working as we have been for the past several years, with the same wartime urgency, with the same aggressiveness, the same hunger and determined spirit, we will have gifted a wonderful legacy to our children and their children by leaving them a better, healthier economy, strong enough to weather the next downturn, the next recession, the next layoff. Friends, this is the very reason why I've been preoccupied with telling Windsor's exciting story to the world. It's the very reason why I've traveled to wherever and whenever, knocking on every door and promoting to every listening ear the benefits of our region. And it is through these opportunities that people discover who we are and what we have to offer. KM&T, Lean Evolutions, a UK-based company based in our sister city of Coventry, England, works with clients in the automotive, healthcare, aerospace, mining sectors. They are now located here in our city as a result of my presentation to the Chamber of Commerce in Coventry, England. These face-to-face introductions, they matter. Telling our story leads to connections, familiarity, and opportunity. CS Wind, South Korea, 500 plus employees. Premier Aviation, Quebec, a leader in maintenance, repair, and overhaul of airplanes for national global airlines, came here, located here, where there was no existing maintenance, repair, overhaul footprint. There was no one doing MROs, and they were the first. Unlike in Quebec or out east, they were the first, helping us build a new industry, one that employs skills similar to those of the auto workers, diversifying our economy, starting from scratch. And in their first year, they've serviced 11 planes, recently celebrating a milestone with their first Boeing narrow-body plane. And they've trained our workforce. Now, there have been some of those that are looking at Premier's volume at certain occasions have said, you know, there are no planes in the hangar. As if they would know. Here are the facts. Premier's facility was active up until May with the employees working on smaller ATR and Dash 8 planes. But the owner decided that he wanted to bring bigger and better opportunities to the city. Larger planes, more work, like the narrow-body Boeing, which we can now service right here in our city. So he sent his employees to this facility in Quebec, where they received hands-on training on the larger planes. And yes, the training took months. This is highly skilled, complicated work. We're not baking bread here. When these airplanes leave that facility, they have to fly at 30,000 feet. And you and I can sleep well at night knowing that the people working on them require specific training, skill certification, and adherence to strict standards. I want you to think about how exciting this is. Planes are being maintained, repaired, and overhauled right here in our city. And Premier Windsor has been growing and is growing. And since the employees have been back, the work at the facility has been steady. I really wish you could see what they're working on now. Stay tuned. There's more to come. 2 years ago, this industry did not exist in our region. Today, it does. That is diversification. Cargo Hub, Germany, FedEx, $20 million investment, Institute for Border Logistics and Security. Something we have today that we did not have yesterday. Nearly 7 years of hard work pulling the plan and the partners together. Scouting and recruiting as many businesses as we can, developing the case to position our region as the go-to place for anything related to border and security. Playing to our strengths. And as FedEx put it, and I quote, FedEx is an economic bellwether. When you see FedEx in your neighborhood, it's an indication of strong economic activity and growth potential. Be assured, when you see FedEx vehicles about your city, it's a sign that good things are about to happen. When it comes to Windsor and Canada, we really believe this to be true. They could have invested anywhere. They chose us. They chose Windsor. The UK, Seoul, South Korea, Frankfurt, Germany, Quebec, these aren't junkets. These are examples of identifying, pursuing, and delivering job opportunities. Whether it's reaching out and meeting with investors, providing tax breaks, free buildings, or any other incentive, I will and we will pursue every economic opportunity that plays to our strength. And we must do whatever it takes to bring these jobs and investments to our city. And we've done them. We've done that. And we've done it responsibly. Our plan has delivered results. 600 plus new jobs, new industries, adding approximately $21 million in new payroll into our economy. It's money going into our economy. Our restaurants, our stores, our malls, our dealerships, that's a new home being built. That's one more paycheck, one less person unemployed. And yes, sometimes we are successful, sometimes we're not. But we can't stop. Which brings me to 3 new economic initiatives.